Hello, Godzilla fans. So Godzilla is a nickname that was originally given to the Skyline GTR by an Australian magazine called Wheels back in 1989. I never knew that. Wikipedia. Well, hopefully Wikipedia is telling me the right information. Very often it's quite wrong, apparently. But it is telling me that this GTR called the R35 body code is originally from 2007, and it was an entirely new design after a long hiatus of just regular Skylines. And it's all-wheel drive, and it has a V6 engine instead of the inline sixes of the early classic ones. And the power ratings started around 480 horsepower, and then I think the latest general one is around 530 horsepower. There have been some limited productions, many limited ones, and the power is going to vary a little bit. Being all-wheel drive, it's supposed to have 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds, and get up to almost 200 miles per hour. And in the Nürburgring in 2015, it set the fastest road legal mass volume production vehicle lap time of around 7 minutes and 8 seconds. So after they set that record, they put a passenger in, I think in car and driver, and then set the fastest vehicle with a passenger around the track of 7 minutes and 19 seconds. So that's pretty fast. I've driven the Nürburgring in the rain in a BMW 318. I think it took me 25 or 40 minutes. I can't even remember. It was so long, I could have probably read a book while doing it. Okay, well anyways, I bought this model because I have a mess load of Skyline GTRs. I have a video on my collection. It's titled I have so many blank. That's the title of the video. Just look up I have so many and you'll see it. There's 41 Skylines. I did realize I don't actually have a street stock R35, and so I saw this thing on online, and it has no brand. It's just listed as a Nissan Skyline. So I thought I'd pick it up because it was pretty inexpensive, and this will be my stock vehicle. So let's take a closer look at this guy. The internet's telling me that the exterior styling of this vehicle is done by Hirohisa Ono, but at the same time, the Wikipedia article then says one Nissan branch designed the rear end and a different Nissan branch designed the roof, so I don't really know what's right there. Again, Wikipedia is questionable in its knowledge, but it's still the best central source of a lot of people's knowledge, so that's why I use it. These engines are hand-built by 4 trained mechanics called Takumi craftsmen on a special line at the Yokohama plant, and their names are badged on every GTR engine. I never knew that. And then I never knew that the creators of the Gran Turismo video game series, Polyphony Digital, they created the interactive multifunction screen, in the inside of this interior. So never knew that. I think that's all I really learned about this thing. So let's continue with the model review now. Alright, so it's an interesting pink. I like to go with some crazy colors to just contrast versus my regular looking diecast models. And I like this one. It's a metallic pink. The flaking isn't too huge. It just looks nice. This paint finish is pretty good from initial impressions. Look at the reflection of my pick. It's very crisp. It's not wavy. It's not an orange peel. Maybe it's a little orange peely down here, but the roof is nice. Okay, let's start on this side here. Yeah, those are the stock wheels here. Now the GTR, this R35 came out in 2007. It's just amazing that they're still making this. I don't know why there isn't an R36 yet out, but there have been some facelifts. I think in 2013 there's a facelift, but I think this is the original one. I think the facelift has some triangulation there, and maybe 2 of these dimples or LEDs there. So I think this is the very first R35. Correct me if I'm wrong though, which I am very often. Looking at this, the wheels do look nice, and there's actually a brake system in there, so that's pretty impressive. I think I bought this for less than $10, so you don't see auto worlds or green lights with brake systems, do you? I don't recall. So that's good. I mean, there's no caliper, but it's still nice to see a rotor. So I like that. The tires are questionable. You can see the side blocks, right? I guess they don't look like off-road. Well, they kind of look like off-road tires. I feel like the sidewall is a little bit too tall. Alright. Yeah, see, it's totally generic. I don't know who made this. It's not listed with any sort of brand. So I'm not sure. The tire treads look pretty decent. There's some details going on there. No complaints. I do like that this plastic base is screwed together, so if you want to go in and paint this black interior, which is hard to see the details, I'm pretty sure most Skylines have black interiors, but still, if you want to customize, which people do, it might be nice to have like a more tan or light gray interior on this one. Alright, so let's take a further look at the side here. It's nice to see there's a little black paint here where these vents are supposed to be. I unfortunately think that it's in the wrong place. It's here, but it should be on this surface here, right? What about this side? Well, that's weird. Yeah, it's strange. Maybe they would have been better off with... Well, it just needs to be a thinner black line. It wouldn't be on the side. It would only be on this surface here. Okay, the mirrors. Well, this one's jacked. It's a little bit downwards, so that's too bad. But it looks like there's a reflective sticker, so that's pretty impressive. For the price, that's really impressive. Okay, does it roll? Yeah, it does roll. Okay. Door handles painted silver, looks good. The black window blackout looks alright. It's like a flat black finish. This little thing is silver. I think it's supposed to say like GTR there, although it's not on this model. Okay, but it seems to be like red. Or is it? You know what? Let me focus in. Let's see what happens. Wow, so yeah, it actually is there. It's hard to see through my little camera screen, so I'm glad I checked. Okay, very nice. Little running light here, painted silver. Let's go to the front end here. This is a very light model. Okay. Nice texture here, down here in these grills. In there, and then the GTR logo again in the center. Let's see if that's how nice it's printed. There we go. Well, the logo's too big. I mean, the GT is literally on the lip of the nose here. It should be all within this section here, so that's kind of weird. This graphic is just too large, so that's a bit strange for sure. It is nice to see something on the license plate, though. That's nice. The plastic lenses look good because there's like a chromed light bucket behind there with some nice molded details of like LEDs and projectors or whatever they're using to light up the road. This black is painted pretty well. These little vents here. I think these vents aren't actually functional in the real car. I think they're fake. I've actually worked on the first generation GTR, so I've stripped one down completely. Let's see here. Okay, so we got some nice, they are translucent, right? Or are they painted? I thought they were translucent, but now I'm starting to think otherwise. Let me get a flashlight. It's hard to tell. They are translucent. You can see the darkness of the little pin that's going into the casting. I think I was thrown off because it's on a pink body, so, but now those are transparent, so that's good. The exhaust pipes look pretty good. They're dimensional, chromed. No black in the middle that I can tell, but that's alright. Nice to see again a plate. This badge looks alright. That's a little weak. This Nissan badge looks a little weak. I don't think we can read Nissan. It's just like a blur of black. It almost says Niscan or something. Something's weird. Okay. Again, you can see that nice paint. This wing seems alright. There's technically a little air, I think, on the real wing here, but it's such a small piece, it's alright. Okay. Blackout here in the windows. So the exterior, I don't see any major, scratches or gouges or paint problems. Tiny little contaminant or something here, but I think it's fully acceptable. I've seen a lot worse from other brands, brand new. Let's get the flashlight and see if what kind of interior details we got. Looks pretty good. Bunch of dials and buttons and screens. Oh, there's a rear view mirror. Didn't notice that before. Look at that. So that's pretty good. In fact, well, no, there's distortion in the side windows here. They're molded windows, so let me get that pic again and let's see if we can see. Well, it's actually better than usual. Like TLVs, Kyoshos, green lights, they tend to have a lot more distortion than that. So this is actually a pretty nice molded window. I'm not sure if I mentioned this. There's some raised, dimensional wiper blades there. Let's go back to the. Let's try this side. Hold on here. I'm gonna try to hold the light in the car in one hand and try to zoom in here with the camera. Just see what's going on that dashboard. It's improbable that there's gauges, but you never know. Well, the steering wheel does have nice molded details. It looks like there's a molded, like center tack or something. It's not graphic or anything like that, but it does look like it's pretty good, I think. Seats have a little texture to them. Center console, I mean the armrest there, some sort of knob. So anyways, I think it looks pretty good, especially for the price. It's just a generic model, but it's done quite well. So if you're looking for a more budget stock GTR, this might be it. I wish I could tell you who made it. That would make searching it a lot easier, but there was none. So just go on AliExpress and look up 64 Skyline, and you'll see one. It just comes in tons of different colorways, like 10 different colors, and this was one of them, of course. I guess the only criticism I'm really seeing here is the tires just look a little bit tall. In fact, let's compare it to the photos of the real car. So these are images of a 2007, so the very first one, and it's got the same wheels. It's got that one little bump there. It's got, the darkness on the bottom part of the car, so that all matches up pretty nicely. It's got a little groove in the mirror, so that seems to match. Let's try the back view. Yeah, it's got some sculpting right there. This little marker here. I guess it's missing the white in the middle of the taillights. So, but again, this is an inexpensive model. And actually now the black graphic on this rear window is way too big. I mean, look at it. There's a lot more glass showing on this one. Yeah, so that's another criticism. That's a bit weird. It's just super thick. Why would they do that? There's no reason to do that. And then as I mentioned earlier, this black here should only be on that surface there, not actually on the door surface. Okay. Alright, well, anyways, you've compared to the photos. I guess it's gonna be up to you to decide if you want to spend the money on this one. I'm kind of 50-50 now. There's definitely some problems with it. Actual production quality, no problems. There's no major blemishes or anything like that. It's just design choices when they're deciding how much black paint to put on the window, and then that's the choice of how big to make the tires. That's really a problem. Unfortunately, you can't really fix that, right? Well, anyways, let's compare it to a couple other GTRs. Just gonna pull out the very first one, and this is the Hakosuka, and this one I think is made by Kyosho. Yeah, this is a Kyosho. So you'll see what, like 50 years or so of size difference, I suppose. Late 60s. Okay. I don't know why. Some days my solar spinner spins fast, some days it doesn't. These aren't really heavy models. This thing should be spinning a lot faster. Okay, so that's enough for this one. And then the only other R35s I have are all by Mini GT, and they all have the crazy body kits on them, so that's what made me get this pink one. So naturally, with the Liberty Walk body kit. It's going to be wider and just a little more insane looking. So I do like this model. And then here's a Pandem body kit one. Which is nice as well. What do you guys think? Which is better, Pandem or Liberty Walk? I'm not sure. Maybe it's the color scheme of this one, but I like this model more than the silver one. Just a little bit. They're both great, but... And then here's a really crazy Liberty Walk one. Looking more like a GT1 race car or something. Alright, and that's a great paint scheme on that one. Okay. Alright guys, well anyways, yeah, just thought I'd throw it out there. If you want a regular bone stock R35, there's a generic brand or no-name brand making a whole bunch of color choices, and it's okay. It's an okay model for the price. If any, I don't know, I suppose, off the top of my head, I'm not sure if there is actually a brand making a premium stock R35. If I had to guess, it'd be Kyosho, but I don't know if I've seen it. So maybe they don't. If anyone knows, please leave a comment. I'd be curious to research it. But for now, I'm pretty happy with this guy. Okay guys, well thanks for watching, and look out for Godzilla.